What's going on, guys? xSinpaiix back at it again with another Ready or Not update. So recently they just released a PvP update on the 18th. It's a long time coming because their last update was on the 9th of May, I believe. So it's been a long time coming. I'm just gonna read off the changelog real quick here. It's not that big, but we're gonna dive into it real quick, and I'm gonna tell you the good, the bad, the ugly with this update and my overall opinions on it so far, which aren't terribly good. All right, so reading down this changelog, training now has a night variant available, which I'm all for. Different variants of time and maps. That's pretty good. I love that feature, so keep that in specific up. Weapon bash has also been added. Press B to issue a stun to another player, allowing for an arrest. I don't really feel like this is useful, and previously they stated that they weren't going to add a weapon bash mechanic or a melee system in the game. It's cool that it made it in, and I feel like it'll have its use somewhere, but majority of the gameplay that I've experienced personally, no one's ever gotten close enough to issue one of these melee bashes. They're barely getting close enough to issue stuns in general. So we'll see how this goes. All right, so the next is new game mode, VIP. The MLO has apprehended one of the SWAT officers on your team. Get them back. I'm going to talk more about this in a later video because this mode has potential if done right, in my opinion. Arrest and rescue. SWAT and MLO have limited set of lives. Gain lives by arresting members of the opposite team. These type of game modes are the weakest, in my opinion, in Ready or Not. The arrest game modes, or the ones that you have to use non-lethal tactics to secure a victory, it's a little bit clunky because all the animations aren't refined and fine-tuned, so it ends up looking very ridiculous, running around with tasers, missing your taser shots, and jumping and, you know, hiding and dodging and weaving. It doesn't make any sense, in my opinion. It absolutely looks ridiculous for this style of game. No tactics required. It just looks corny. So these, in my opinion, are definitely the weaker game modes. Improved weapon customization UI, which it's kind of nice for right now. It's a good placeholder, but I think overall they're definitely going to need to revamp and fine-tune it even more, specifically maybe zooming into the attachments as we attach it so we can overall see what our weapon looks like, because the current angle of the weapon laying flat on the table, it doesn't really give you a good representation of what your weapon is actually looking like as you build it up. So I would like to see a little bit of improvement further down the road with the whole weapon loadout customization screen, but it's a definite improvement on the last iteration, I can tell you that. They're also planning to improve and overhaul the rest of the current menu loadout further down the road. Optimization work continues. Let us know how the game performs on your system. The game is running fine on my system, but I'm not the minority. I'm rocking a 1080 Ti with a Ryzen 9 3900X, so my build is somewhat pretty much beefy. So I really want to know and understand how this game performs on lower end PCs. All of my recordings for Ready or Not are also record on the highest of settings. So with that in mind, you're getting a complete visual representation of what this game looks like on max settings, as well as my performance, which averaged in the 90s to 100 while playing this game. A couple of stutters here and there and frame drops, but overall it's pretty decent performance wise for me. They also added indirect lighting to characters in the game. First person weapon animations are currently going under an overhaul. Some of the guns and less than lethal weapons have already been given their first pass through, so that's kind of cool. We're going to go ahead and see what that looks like down the road. Hope it looks a lot better than what it currently looks like, so we'll see. ADS reload while aiming. So this is kind of becoming a staple in first person multiplayer shooters. Just the ability to acquire your target and stay on target whilst reloading is a really cool feature, in my opinion, so I'm glad that they added that. Changing speed now changes the angle at which you hold your gun. So now it more so like a point shoot mechanic, so I'd like to see that toggleable in the future as well. Point shoot is also becoming a staple in a lot of these shooters, like Insurgency Sandstorm just added it, Modern Warfare kind of just modernized it, so that's a pretty dope ad in my opinion. So a majority of the rest of the updates are kind of things on the back end and post-process effects for performance and just less impact on your PC in general. The one notable change I will say is weapons have received a significant passive damage, as well as how they handle. Moving while firing guns will still result in heavy recoil, but has been pulled back from previous iterations. So I think where they're going with the TTK in this game is getting a lot better than what I have previously played. I am noticing that when I'm shooting people now, they are dying. Previous iterations, I'd shoot them all day, 15 shots to the chest, they wouldn't die. So where they're at right now is a lot better, and they're heading in the right direction with at least a TTK. So that's good. Also, I waited a couple of days to record this video just because they said in a couple of days they would release another patch fixing all the bugs and issues that this patch introduced. I will say, when I entered the game first, oh my god, it was absolutely horrible, guys. Now I'm gonna just be talking about my personal opinions now and where the game was at the state of this patch. I was crashing, I was dropping out of matches. It was overall just a horrible experience. I streamed the game for a little bit. My chat, they were just like, what's going on here? I told them they released an update, but it essentially broke a lot of things. My character was unable to lean. I couldn't change the fire rate of my weapon, so I was firing single fire a lot of these rounds, and it seemed like some of the keybinds just had a mind of their own. Sometimes they would work, sometimes they wouldn't, and then the game would crash. So I'm glad that they did release an update fixing majority of these crashes server side. Like I said, they released another update following on the 21st that fixed a lot of the client side and server side issues. So that was really good. Now it's just a matter of if Ready or Not just has the talent in hand to make this more of a tactical shooter. So what I'm getting at right now when I play Ron, every time I launch the game, every time I go to the multiplayer and try to play with people, which is a very, very slim player base in general right now, because as you all know, Ready or Not is primarily, well, the fans of Ready or Not are primarily focused on the single player. So with that being said, I want to see more steps into making multiplayer more tactical. If all they're going to be doing is pushing constant PvP updates, right? I'm gonna want to see inherent shift into a more tactical focus, and that's where I'm envisioning the game at the moment. I want to see tactics more so of the game that's came out called Due Process. If you guys haven't seen this game, I'm gonna make a video on this game later on. This game's amazing so far. It just released in beta, and it's 10 times more tactical than Ready or Not. Ready or Not literally should take almost the entire book of Due Process, copy and paste it into their game, and figure out ways to just inherently place more tactical gameplay inside of Ready or Not, because right now it's not tactical at all. The multiplayer is one of the least tactical aspects of a tactical game that I've ever seen in my life. So we're going to want to shift in to see a more focus on that. That's where I want to see Ready or Not strive in the future, if they're going to be pushing up these updates. But like I said, I do want to see some more co-op gameplay as well. They're also releasing a map, hopefully in the near future, the Shoot House map, which I'm very interested in seeing. It's the indoor map, I believe, in the police station. So we're going to get to see that hopefully pretty soon and see how that develops out. Alright, if you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. There's not a lot of people covering Ready or Not right now, so if you guys enjoy this type of commentary and me discussing the game, feel free to stop by Twitch, xSinpaiix. We normally stream Monday through Friday around 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We stream games like Insurgency, Sandstorm, Ready or Not, Escape from Tarkov, DayZ, a lot of hardcore first-person shooters, and like I said, the new one that's on my radar, Due Process, which I will be making a video coming soon. I'm really enjoying that game. If you guys love tactical shooters, I do recommend you guys pick it up. It's only $24 right now on Steam. It's unlisted, so you have to search it via Google to even see it come up. But if you guys like games like that, SWAT versus, you know, your standard militia, 5v5 tactical gameplay, that should be on your radar right now. But that's all I got for you guys today, guys, and until the next one, later. Senpai.